put foam down?
We can put the foam right down in the track right now.
Really? It
Yep.
doesn't, you don't have lift problems? How do you prevent that?
So I think what you'll see with the ties, right, and it's a big common question, I think, and my answer to the uplift on this is, unlike the other systems, these ties don't interlock all the way through the panel. So like if you look at that tie,
Yep.
there's a slit inside of the foam that's actually a ½ inch deeper than this tie.
Yeah.
So these ties float around a little bit in there. They're not continually locked. So if something at the bottom started to lift, you're integrated with the whole thing and the whole thing lifts. Where there's just enough play in the ties. I've never had uplift from the bottom.
Depends on how bad it is, right?
How bad it is. And I mean, the reality is if we pour this wall, like he's going 10 feet, he'll probably put 4 feet in at a time. So like they'll put the 4 feet all the way around.
That's really blow out.
If it didn't blow out at that point, in that 4 foot, it's not gonna. It's only gonna be in that lift area. So never, I mean, I've never had a blowout. No, in quad lock, I've never had a blowout.
The same even if you keep going around all the way up?
Maybe explain why quad lock is beneficial for the corners compared to other blocks.
Yeah, and that's what we'll really dive into that as we get putting it together and you're touching it, feeling it. But really, I mean, the biggest difference with the corners. Now, I've had tremendous blowouts with other wall systems, and that's why if you drive and you look on all the website, the Facebook and all that, and I really look at people's pours, they'll have tons and tons of strapping and blocking on the outside of the corners because they're afraid of the corners. That's where the blowouts are going to happen if they're going to happen. And as it's tough to see, but as we get building, you'll see why with our brackets of why the corners are so much more superior and why we don't have to worry about them. When blowouts happen, it's operator error, right? It's you forget to put a tie in, you forget to screw in your buck. It's not the forms or the system.
You don't put the corners in metal.
Correct.
Right, okay.
You forget the corners. Where I see most blowouts, honestly, if there's going to be a problem, is around the windows and just how the window bucks are attached and connected. But I mean, as far as out here in the middle of this wall blowing it out, that's not going to happen. You really, really, really have to.
Is quad lock the only panel system that has the metal corners?
Guys,
Yes.
I tell people, when you think you're done, go back and brace 4 more hours. Because that's your insurance that you're not going to have a blowout. You want to go, I'm good, and then have a blowout? No, go back and brace some more.
And that's what's kind of been fun over the years is we've evolved. I mean, we always were like that too. Like we'd put braces every 4 to 5 feet, and we would strap inside and out. And then as we started to get more and more comfortable with it, you start taking a couple out. You start taking a couple out, right? I mean,
your first time guys.
The first time guys are going to overdo it.
Just put the manual says put one at 4 feet and 4 feet, and then 6 feet all the way around. Correct.
Correct. It's actually going to be a little. You don't want to go more than 4 feet. So like the way that the braces are set, we usually come 30 inches out of the corner.
Okay.
So 30 out of the inside corner, which then makes
Then
it about
6
4 feet
out.
Now I've got some crews, and I don't care. I mean, the reason I go 30 inches is because the outrigger is the part of the brace that you walk on. You would have those come together at this point. So if you have to do hand railings, it's easy to make your railings. But what a lot of guys, some of my better crews are still putting the braces right on the inside corner, and then one of the outriggers they just put lower than the other one, so that way they're getting the braces all the way in the corner. And then handrail wise, you don't. I mean, hand railings are only really
There's some
irrelevant
details
in
on
commercial
bracing.
world.